G'day. Many people ask me, how do you save money while driving your motor vehicle? Well, in fact, there's many things you can do to actually be more cost effective while you're driving your motor vehicle. One of them is the way you drive the vehicle. The other is how you manage traffic. And it's not only the fuel that you put in your vehicle that you can save, you can also save on things like brakes and tires. So let's take a look at what I do to save fuel while driving in traffic on Sydney's busy roads. So right now, easing the throttle on, I'm not actually depressing the accelerator down too hard. I just want to try and get this vehicle moving, and I'm not in any hurry. Speed limit here is 60 kilometers an hour, so I'm currently doing about 55. There's a vehicle about to pull out up there in front. Further up ahead, I'm looking, there's a green traffic light. Now, what's going to happen when the traffic light's green for some time is it's most likely going to change. So most people don't prepare for that. What they do is they'll keep rocketing up and then last minute have to jump on the brakes and stop the vehicle. So there we go, traffic lights right on cue. I'm just now pulling up to a gentle stop as opposed to needing to hit the brakes hard at the last minute. Because I was anticipating that the traffic lights were going to change, it actually allowed me to make some changes to the driving that was going to be able to take it easy on the brakes. Now, a lot of people, when they're talking about cost of driving a motor vehicle, it's all about what's the fuel cost. I'm also looking at what's the cost of things like tires, what are the costs of things like brakes. How can we actually reduce the cost of these things while we're driving along and getting the most out of our vehicle? And by doing that, we can make some wholesale changes. So traffic lights have gone green, scan the intersection, which you've got to do. Now what I'm doing is I'm using about quarter throttle. Now it's uphill, so I do need to use a bit more fuel to get the vehicle up to speed. Behind me, the vehicle's got plenty of gap. Up to speed of about 50 odd kilometers an hour. I don't even get to 60 kilometers an hour before I look down the road. I've got a green traffic light, then a red one. What does that mean? I'm going to have to stop the vehicle. So why would I still be throttling on, trying to get fully up to speed at 60 kilometers an hour, when I know I'm going to have to stop? Beauty of doing that is those lights have now gone green, which means I can keep my momentum up. So you're going to use more fuel every time you have to stop and start the vehicle. But if you start looking at ways of reducing your fuel bill, this is one of them. You can actually look further ahead, see what the traffic's going to do, and try and position the vehicle in such a way that's going to give you less fuel using opportunities. So now, looking down ahead, yeah, this traffic light went green, which is great, but down through the next one, I can already see that the traffic lights have gone red, which means I'm going to have to stop anyway. So I'm off the throttle. I'm just rolling up to these lights and I'm gently braking. Again, I started my braking way back there. I haven't used any fuel apart from getting up over that hill when we first took off from those traffic lights. So again, it's another way of using the throttle and your position on the road to save you fuel. So here we go again. Traffic lights have gone green. Traffic's starting to move away. I'm not in any hurry to get away. Leaving a sufficient gap to the vehicle in front, which is safe, but it also allows me a buffer space. And what I mean by that is I've got buffer space to be able to adjust my speed to not use too much fuel. So again, I'm now in fuel save mode. I'm looking right up ahead. I still can't see the next set of traffic lights, but I know there is one coming up and they're currently green. Now, top of the hill, I want to go left, so I'm going to actually make my turn into the left lane early. So I checked my mirrors, made sure I was fine, and looking up ahead where I want to turn, it's red and the traffic's banked up. Again, why would I be on the throttle right now? I just use quarter throttle to get the vehicle going. I'm doing 45 kilometers an hour in a 60 zone, so I'm well under the speed limit. All the cars up ahead are bunching up and I'm slowly moving up. Look at that. I didn't actually come to a full stop, which means I'm saving fuel. Every time you pull the vehicle up to a full stop, you've used brake pads and you've used fuel. If you're driving a European vehicle, also you'll wear your brake discs out. Now, brake discs can be quite expensive to replace, as can brake pads. So from my perspective, why would you want to wear these things out if you don't need to? So there's many ways that we can save fuel. We can save brakes and we can save tires. Again, gently taking off from the lights. Traffic's moving away. Got a truck behind me, so he's way slower than me. I'm not holding anyone up. Now I'm looking further down the road, and as you can see, this van here on my right, you can see he's tailgating the car in front, and you watch what happens. I'm 60 kilometers an hour. This is actually a 70 zone, but ahead the traffic lights are red. What is the point of me getting up to 70 kilometers an hour, wasting all that fuel, just to have to stop down here anyway? Car pulls out on my left here, potentially. I'm at a lower speed to be able to hit the brakes and slow the vehicle if I have to, so I'm much safer. Look at that, the lights went green. That van that took off up ahead, we're about to come up right next to him on the side, based on the fact that he was pushing up ahead and we just rolled on through. Again, I haven't stopped the vehicle. Got a car turning up here, which is slowed, but I haven't actually had to stop the vehicle. Now that van has taken off like a scolded cat. We're just driving at our normal pace that we've been driving at, saving fuel, saving money, saving brake pads. Let's see what happens to this van down the road here. I wouldn't mind betting, next set of red traffic lights that we get to, he's going to be not too far away from where we are. And again, I still haven't reached the speed limit. I'm doing 60 kilometers an hour in a 70 zone. I've got about a 3-second gap to the vehicle in front. I've got traffic up ahead. Now I'm looking further down. I can see a truck in my left lane. What's the truck doing? It's going slower than most vehicles. I can now actually make adjustments now while I've got a clear gap in traffic. I can now pull my vehicle up to the speed, which is close to 70 kilometers an hour now. And again, I'm using minimal fuel. I'm near the speed limit, but traffic lights ahead, brake lights are coming on. Our truck in the left here, we're about to go past him. And guess what? That van that went flying past us and was really hard on the brakes and was tailgating is actually 2 vehicles ahead. So driving in that manner, where does it actually get you? That's what you need to ask yourself. If you think that tailgating the vehicle in front and pushing and trying to be on and off the throttle and all that, wasting fuel is getting you destination quicker, you're actually making it all up in your mind. You're trying to convince yourself that. So this is one of those scenarios where I can show you and prove to you that driving in this fashion, A, doesn't hold anyone up, and B, doesn't hold you up. It makes you safer, uses less fuel and less wear and tear on your vehicle. And look at that, he's actually sitting at the traffic lights. Here we go. We're passing him now, and I hate to pick on him, but he wasted all that fuel for nothing to sit there at the traffic lights. There's no future in it. There's no reason for you to do it. If you want to save money in these difficult times, this is how you should be driving your motor vehicle. Well, there you have it. We got to our destination and we saved a lot of money on fuel. But it wasn't just fuel we saved. You also saved on brake pads, and our tyre wear was reduced by the techniques that we just showed you. As you saw from the vehicles around us, it didn't take us any longer in our journey either. We stayed below the speed limit most of the time, which means our license is always going to be kept intact as well. So less expense there if you're not incurring a fine. Next time you're out and about, try using those techniques, see how it goes for you. Hopefully you'll find the same thing as we do. It reduces your running costs. No matter if you're driving for work purposes or driving for yourself, no one likes to throw money away. Hopefully that'll help you achieve your goals too. Like the video if you do, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we'll see you next time.